Do you feel unloved, or you just don't hear what you want to hear?
Why are your questions so polarizing? You could have stopped.
I'm trying to get to the point.
You could have stopped with, do you feel unloved?
Or you just don't hear what you want to hear. Which is it?
Okay, I would like to hear loving words and kindness.
What are loving words and kindness?
No, so let me answer your question. No, I feel as a collective, it is getting harder and harder to feel love from black men. As a collective of black women, it feels like none of us are getting it right, and we're not earning it, and we're not desirable enough for whatever reasons that you all decide to host podcasts about.
You know, it just hit me as I'm listening to you. I feel like, you know how that chick who gets cute and goes to like a public place, and then she'll milk the man's attention just so she can reject him to feel good about herself.
No, I don't know that chick.
You don't know that chick?
I honestly,
you never seen chicks that do that? You never seen chicks that act like that?
I don't. How
That chick, she'll purposefully ignore DMs. You know what I'm saying? She'll purposefully ignore DMs. She'll thirst trap and then purposely ignore DMs.
What did the DMs
just
say?
Hey, sweetheart, you look beautiful, something like that.
Never in the history of niggadom.
What is this?
Has there been a DM that said, hey,
it's a nude? It's gonna send a nude?
Never in the history has there been a DM.
I'll send a DM like that.
Hey, sweetheart, you're beautiful?
You look beautiful. Yeah, you look beautiful. Something simple. I keep it simple.
Oh, okay. Big up. You never sent me one of those DMs?
So the DMs you get be way more turned up.
I just have to. Well, I have had some that have been way turned up, and you know me, I don't thirst trap.
But you can't look at it from your lens. You got to be able to.
But let me.
You got to be able to put. No, you don't thirst trap.
But I've gotten DMs that have been way turned up as if I had been wide open.
Right. I get that. But you have to be able. I think you just because you're a woman, and I'm going to say that a lot throughout this conversation. So just prepare yourself.
I'm okay with you calling me a woman.
Because yes, because some people, a woman. What are you trying to say? I'm a woman. Like, yes, because you're a woman, your brain is built a particular way. It's hard for you to see things in any way other than yours, or put yourself in anyone else's shoes.
All right. So saying because I'm a woman is great, but follow it up with some shit that makes sense.
Oh, I'm making sense.
No, because you're a person, it's hard for you to see an experience outside of your own.
Because you're a human. Because you're a human, it's hard for you to bark like a dog, right?
Yeah, but that's all of us. That's you too. That's men as well.
I mean, well, yes, in general, yes. But I say because you're a woman, because women are naturally more emotional, or emotionally based with their thinking, and so
just learn how to. We are given a better opportunity to express emotion, more so than you all.
Right, that's true. That's true.
But you haven't been given safe space, or you weren't taught how to have those emotions in a healthy way. But back to your original question, I do feel like we are largely unloved, and it's hurtful.
So you're saying you're it's not an issue of you not hearing what you want to hear. It's an issue of you being unloved. So you're hearing what you want to hear.
I'm not hearing all lies. Like I said, I would not dare say that for every complaint that has come across the internet about black women this, black women that, there's not a prime example of a black woman doing those things. The same way you can't say.
So the men are not lying.
No, none of us are totally lying because we're all speaking from our experience. I just think it's become very popular to talk down on black women. It's become very popular. The same way it was always popular and we've had this conversation, it's always been popular to make fun of overweight people. Mm-hmm. It has now become very profitable and popular to talk down on black women. And it's just hurtful.
What I was getting at with the analogy of the chick milking attention just to reject guys, it's the same way, whereas like, black men, who now feel as though they're in a position of empowerment, milking attention to reject black women. I think that's what it's kind of boiled down to, as far as the popularity that you speak of.
Well, and it's profitable. Mm-hmm. It's profitable.
So it's incentivized.
Profitable, whatever.
Business terminology.
It's profitable to put. No, I got air quotes up. Put these females in their place. It's very profitable.
These females.
Yeah, y'all females in y'all place, to prove to you all once and for all that y'all ain't shit. And I don't think collectively we needed to. That's not a collective thought. Like, again, I'm not silly and I'm not ignorant. There are women who have done terrible things, have broken hearts, have abandoned children, have done broken families. There are also men who have done the same. Much of our conversation, though, is keeping us away from healing instead of towards healing. Like, okay, you called out women. You said women ain't shit. Now what? Now what? You gonna cut me open and leave me bleeding on the sidewalk? There's nothing. What's after that? And if you're not equipped to say what's next, if you're not equipped to come up with a way forward, then zip your lip. You're not needed in the conversation.
So the men need to be more solution oriented.
Sometimes I don't even think they want a solution because it has become so profitable.
So they like seeing black women act away or degrade themselves with their behavior and their mentality.
I think.
And they like to keep it that way so that they can feel superior.
Possibly. That could be a possible reason. I think for every example, whether it's women on a podcast or a man on a podcast, for every example of a black man exhibiting poor behavior and every example of a black woman exhibiting poor behavior and using poor judgment, there's 50 examples of the exact opposite. And if all you're seeing is...
So hold on. So the ratchets are the minority?
I have no idea.
I'm
a little ratchet. None of us are one way and one way only. You know,
we're on a spectrum.
Right. So, if you catch me, in defense mode of, let's say, a young person I'm in love with, and you catch me in that moment and you film it and you throw it up for soundbite, then yes, you would call me ratchet. And without context, it would be a fair assumption. But be that as it may, there's still 50 to 100 to a million examples of the exact opposite of that. And if that's all you're seeing, if that's all that comes across your timeline or your For You page, or even in your daily life, then you need to change what you're looking at.
So you're saying the black men need to detox and come at a different angle?
I'm saying I'd like for a lot of them to decide if they love us, if they want us, if they're angry at us, and seek healing towards those things. Because sometimes, I don't need to confront an abuser because I know abuse is wrong. I need healing, but it may not be through me talking at my abuser. It could be from me seeking my healing privately, seeking wise counsel, seeking love somewhere else, and then I come back and I'm okay.
So a lot of this discussion we had sparked with talking about.
I'm gonna say what you.
So I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. No, I'm gonna say it. So I was like, there's too many bald-headed black women too young. They're too young to be bald-headed. I said that shit. It is what it is. They're too young to be. Yes, I said it with my chest. There's too many young bald-headed black women. They're too young to be bald-headed, and they live and die by these wigs. And it don't make no goddamn sense. Go.
Okay. Now, anybody else is hearing this has rolled their eyes because that is insane.
That is perfectly fine, sweetheart.
You are ill-equipped to even make that opinion, and that's just an opinion, and it's uneducated, it's unresearched, it's unsurveyed, and then secondly, beyond that, you don't know all of the causes of hair loss. Okay.
Let's not go down that rabbit hole then.
That's not a rabbit hole.
Okay. So my suggestion was, I should just what I interpreted the wigs and the young bald-headed chicks is that a lot of it is stemming from them being colonially brainwashed to hate their African features, right? And so because of the colonial brainwashing, they've kind of destroyed their scalps.
And I told you that you were equally colonially brainwashed.
To some degree, of course.
Thinking that is the only reason a woman would want to put on a wig. Because I said to you...
Of course it's not the only reason.
I said to you, and I think there are a lot of women who would also echo me, pink hair can be fun one day. Long brown hair can be fun. Short pixie cut is fun. And I think doing that actually is paying homage to the health of your hair. I don't want to ruin my own hair by dyeing it blonde and streaking it and jerry curling it and then relaxing it the next day. Then, I love my hair, so I want to protect it and keep it nice.
But I said,
but I like having
but that's a smoke and mirrors because it's not all because I said it's not all about fun. It's a lot of these women simply just trying to hide their African features because they've been colonially brainwashed.
You heard somebody say that and it sounded good and you ran with it.
No, I did not. I'm a thought leader, not a thought follower.
So you woke up one day and said, "Dang, I see these girls."
I've been saying this.
You're from where?
I've been saying this for decades. I'm from Brooklyn.
You're from Brooklyn. Yeah. So you mean to tell me you woke up in Brooklyn and seen all them beautiful sisters with braids and locks and sew-ins and wigs, and you said all of these women hate themselves? That's what you said?
I didn't say all of them.
You said most of these girls hate themselves. Yeah. Then you're crazy, and we can't have this conversation.
Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
Because that's such an extreme view.
So you suggested that I give up on black women, and because black.
You said that.
Hold on.
You said
that. Okay, I may have said it. So
you said it.
Okay, so I was devil's advocating and exaggerating.
You were being extremist.
Yes, I was being extremist and saying I should just give up on black women, and because black women are wearing the hair that Sangeet Patel has naturally, then I should just go date Sangeet Patel.
Right. So then I told you were also, even in that opinion, grossly misinformed because whole black women have grown straight hair, curly hair, long hair, short hair, silky hair, coily hair, wavy hair. We can grow all kinds of hair.
But
there was no but to that. We can grow all kinds of hair.
You can grow all.
Because you can also buy a wig that's kinky curly. Did you know? Have you seen kinky curly wigs?
I seen. Yeah, that was a thing for in the 2010s. I remember that.
That's still a thing.
It's still a thing. Okay.
You can buy a wig with kinky edges. You can buy a wig that feels like a fresh blowout.
Right. Okay. The wave is these black nappy hair, naturally nappy haired women.
No, you're wrong. You're wrong.
But what as a man, and I'm pretty sure most guys can attest to this, what's coming across our algorithms and our timelines are women stroking and tressing out these dog-haired, white women-haired, Indian-haired tresses like pets. Like is it as if it's their real hair?
And it's even the way you talk about it. The content.
Yes, because it's disgusting. Because it's disgusting. You can't.
You know what else is disgusting? Let me tell you what else. Let me tell you what's really disgusting.
What else is disgusting?
Is having to is, and I'm gonna say having to because social media is everywhere, and I am really trying to detox myself from it. But having to look online and hear brothers like you who look like you, who are handsome, who would be desirable, say it's disgusting that she's playing with her hair like
She's
that,
not
and it's
playing-
not her hair, and for that I can't take her seriously.
No, I can't.
Because that's all she is a wig.
You can't love me if you don't love yourself.
And that is such an ignorant point. You don't know how to tell if a woman loves herself or not because you don't know all these women. You don't.
So if I see if I can visibly see a woman,
You see me doing this, that means I don't love myself. Maybe I'm just combing out the tangles in the wig.
no. If you're flaunting it and put yourself in a man's shoes. Put yourself in a man's shoes.
And here's the shoes that I'm about to say. If I would, oh my God. See, I can't have this conversation.
Yes, you can.
I can't.
Yes, you can. I mean, you're a lot more invested in the conversation than I am.
And that's the problem.
What's the problem?
You would rather talk about us and call us out than be invested in us. That's it, right there.
Is it me?
Not being invested.
Me having the conversation, me willing to have the conversation, is not being invested.
It's an investment for you because hopefully people will listen to this. But it's not. Is it coming from a place?
Wait, hold on. Do you not think that me recording this dialogue between us is going to send a message to somebody like, hey, there's a light at the end of this tunnel. It's not all doom and gloom. Like we can come to an understanding. We can.
Even your choice of language, like a pet, that's disgusting. It's not all doom and gloom. If you don't like women who wear wigs or weaves, fine.
That's not it. It's not about me not liking them. I like them. That's why I think it's disgusting that they don't love their real hair.
God almighty, like that's brainwashing.
That's brainwashing?
Yes,
How?
because you think that if a woman is caressing some soft hair that's sewn on her head, she doesn't love her hair. Those two don't always go together.
The exception isn't the rule.
Okay, but what does it matter?
It matters because I'm a heterosexual male.
Okay, don't date her.
Okay, I won't.
Okay, problem solving. Don't date her. Date the woman who doesn't.
So I should date Sangeet Patel.
No, that's you being an extremist. There are tons of women who have never put a wig, weave, bundle, crochet, anything in their head, and they are out there. And they caress the hair from their head like pets.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You can date them. But it's all just so the level again, like I said, whenever we initially had this conversation, if it doesn't serve you, then it's a problem. Because remember I said, maybe it's not a problem that it's a wig or a weave. Maybe it's a problem because if you're ready to go at 5 and she still needs 15 more minutes to lay her lace down, now that's not serving you. And you was like, yeah, like I want to leave. Like why do I have to wait around for you to finish some hair that ain't yours because you don't love your hair? And it's just exacerbating one thing and trying to make it more than what it is. At the end of the day, it is just hair. And yes, there are tons of examples of how we were supposed to always hate this hair on our head. We were supposed to always hate it. And there are lots of times where I too have gotten frustrated. Natural hair is not for the faint of heart either, believe it or not, baby.
I understand that.
It's work too. So again, it just takes me back to the we can't win for losing, the feeling of that. I'm talking to you straight out of emotion because I don't have any facts to back up any of this either. I'm talking to you straight out of a feeling.
We're having an organic conversation. There's no.
And the feeling is we can't win for losing. And we want y'all, and all y'all want to do is tell us how unsatisfied you are with us. All of us. Like even before you started recording. If she makes 6 figures, what? She don't need a man. She's a man hater. She talks down to men. She's masculine.
I think those are those black men protecting their insecurities, though.
Okay, and if she doesn't make 6 figures, let's say she's finding herself. She's had to rebuild. She's a gold digger. She's broke. She don't got nothing. She can't bring nothing to the table. I'm not finna invest in nobody that ain't invested in themselves. I mean, you all forget that life happens and life can.
I do believe, like, okay, so what's the happy medium, right? Okay, so you said she makes it. Let's break that down so it could forever inconsistently be broke. No. I do think there is. So like, okay, so like the whole argument with dating single mothers, right? Before the conversation became popular, I was always on some shit where don't date seriously. I always tell my single mother homegirls, I would always tell them don't date seriously until your kids are old enough to no longer need a babysitter. That was always my key. You know what I'm saying? I think shit like that's a happy medium. Me personally, I would prefer not to date a woman who makes more money than me, but I don't mind it up to a certain point. You know what I'm saying? Like if you make an resort, okay.
Because you don't believe, you to your core don't believe that a black woman can make an.
It don't have nothing to do with a black woman.
But
we're talking about black women. Okay.
You don't believe to your core that a black woman could make a great deal more money than you and still love you passionately and allow you to lead.
I'm not. See, and that's the thing. It's not about love.
Okay,
it's about.
I believe we're capable of making more money than you all, and you still leading the home. Like, what does my money do to your masculinity? Nothing.
Yes, it does. It does. It does. It does. It's cool until it's not.
Go ahead. Keep talking.
It's
It's a song that I love. Actually, her name is Jamila Woods, and she has a song called Betty, and I love that. It's one of my favorite songs. But there's a line in it that I'm thinking about. But go ahead, finish what you're saying.
I said this. I've said this publicly in the past. You know, it can be cool if a woman makes more money than you, and you know she can be submissive, and you know y'all have a functional home, and all that good stuff. My thing is, I kind of draw the line because I draw a line because there comes a point where she may flex on you, maybe unintentional or inadvertently. It just becomes a flex.
Or you perceive it as a flex.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. Well, and I guess.
And she may still love you as much as the day is long.
And I think. You know, we would have to even have that conversation, we'd have to have a whole different conversation about how people approach marriage and partnership and lifelong commitment, you know, because we talked about this the other day. What was the movie? Of Your Soul, talking about, you know, even in his worst moment, she didn't leave him, you know, and that essentially is what marriage is. So I think to even have that conversation about, you know, she might flex on you. Yeah, we'd have to have a whole nother conversation about marriage. But I found the lyrics. Okay, yes. Jamila Woods, 2019, the song Betty. The verse is, what is it with you independent men? It's always something threatening your masculine energy. You think it's fleeting. Nothing you ain't give to me, I can take away from you. Now let me be. I'm trying to fly. You insist on clipping my wings. Like you have...
I need to hear the song now. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of verbiage. Is it an R&B song? Is she singing those lyrics? Or she's rapping the lyrics?
No, she's singing.
You got to send me the song. Okay.
But it is, first of all, I love that she said, what is it with you independent men? Which I think is a very fun play on words because, you know, independent women have always been a problem.
You know what I said? Alone. I know for me, the turn off for me is the quote unquote boss chick independent type. That's always been a turn off for me. I'm talking about before the shit became popular.
Right, but for years, y'all been asking us, what are we bringing to the table?
I ain't been asking that shit.
Se,
but
again, we're talking
them
about
is fatherless bitch made niggas.
But that's not, well, I can't say that. You can't say that either.
I probably could.
You can't say that.
A lot of them is fatherless bitch made niggas.
Listen, there's a part of me that wants to fully and lean in and agree with you on that. But since neither one of us can make that assumption, you know, there could be some...
Can't back it up with statistics.
Yeah, there could be some great two-parent niggas that still say that dumb shit too, you know?
With it.
I don't know. However, you know, for a long while, and still today, it's, well, what does she have? What does she offer me? She wants all my money. Oh, well, now she's become this boss chick. And here's the thing. Everything is okay until it's out of balance, you know? Everything is okay until it's out of balance. The same thing that makes you confident and self-assured out of balance can be also the same thing that makes you arrogant and narcissistic, right? Yeah. The same thing that makes me...
So I could be a provider, but I could be an asshole.
Absolutely. Anything out of balance can become a huge problem. So you kicked us so hard about not bringing anything to the table that we swung far to the left and said, y'all, we don't need y'all. We are boss chicks. We can do what we want to do. Yeah. So now we got to swing the pendulum and get back to the middle. But I understand extreme conversation, extreme clickbait, extreme titles are what sells, which takes me back to my original point. It's breaking my heart that it is so profitable to talk down on black women. It is hurting me. And I'm speaking just straight from my emotions. It's just hard. It's hard to see. It's hard to keep hearing because I have young black women who want love and they want love with black men. And they're great girls. I'm saying girls because they're so much younger than me. But they're great girls. And they're going to grow and be great women. And who's going to be there? Who's going to be there?
Black men who are hating them, right? That's what's
going to be. Or that it feels like, you know? And it's always like I don't know why people get into relationships with someone that they want to make so many changes. Like you've heard, if you've ever watched the episode of Jerry Springer, she'd be like, when you met me, I was in a strip club. But now that you're dating her, she can't be a stripper no more.
Nope.
Don't date a stripper. And then you're good. There's bodies out there that have never stripped but look just like that in platforms and a G-string. So find her. You know? I mean, we put ourselves through this unnecessary...
I get you shouldn't date a project, but I don't...
No. That too, but that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is don't date someone that you're going to suddenly mandate you're going to start picking through everything about them that you don't like.
Right.
Date someone else. If you don't want a woman...
Because you're going into it just looking for the bad.
If you don't want a woman to ever need you or ask for money, then you need to find out or find a woman who would sooner die than take $1 from you. You know? If you want a woman...
So what should I... So I shouldn't date Sangeet Patel. I should just date a black woman who enjoys wearing her natural hair.
Date whoever you want. But your extreme example was to date a woman who has long brown hair.
Who has the hair that black women try to mimic.
But then your language behind that is crazy.
It's direct and literal.
Black women literally have straight or wavy. Like there's.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
You are not that stupid.
I'm not stupid.
You're not stupid at all.
A black woman naturally has nappy hair, just like mine.
Every black woman naturally has nappy hair. You're crazy.
It's not crazy.
That is so crazy.
It's not crazy.
I wish you hadn't said that.
It's not crazy.
That is so ill-informed. It's not. That's not true.
I grew up around black women all my life.
Right. I've been one all my life. And I've seen lots of black women who have different types of hair. That's why they have
The
type
levels,
1,
the 4
type 2,
C's,
type 3,
4 B's.
4, 8. Like, do you think that there would be a 1, 2, 3, and a 4 if black women only had one type of hair?
But to most people on the outside looking in, i.e. men, it's just snappy.
That's sad. That's sad. And well, let's back it up. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with tightly coiled?
No, it's snappy. And
What's wrong with nappy?
nothing. It's from God.
So then
The word nappy is not offensive.
So
it's nappy, and it's from God.
When you said, so I have to go date Sanjeet, that's when it became offensive. Because you didn't say, oh, then I'll just date a black woman with nappy hair. You said, oh, well, then I'll go date Sanjeet Patel. So you didn't say, oh, okay, you're right, Daphne. There are women out there who don't wear weave, don't wear wigs. I'll find one of them with her nappy hair. That wasn't what you said.
That wasn't what I said. No, yes, and for the sake of argument and to be a devil's advocate and all of that, I said I'm going to date Sanjeet Patel.
You said that already.
Yeah, okay, but the point I was trying to make is
the point that you've actually made is you don't want a woman with nappy hair.
No, the point I was advocating to say that I do to stress that I do want a woman with nappy hair, but it's an epidemic. That's so many, and I feel like we're going round and round and round with this one.
And I also need to point out one point. I also told you were misinformed because there are a ton of reasons why women
young
girls and women,
below 50,
while young girls and women all their life can deal with less dense hair, more density, longer hair, shorter hair, breakage. There are so many reasons. It was easy and it was quick and it was the lowest hanging fruit for you to blame it on a wig, but that is not always the case. There are young girls who are having hormonal issues early. She could have, as I gave you a list of things: low iron, low vitamin D, stress, postpartum, prepartum, still pregnant, depression. There could be a ton of reasons. An oversupply of one vitamin, a lower supply of this cell, no cellular turnover. She could have hard water because she lives in a bad area with not good water. It could also be doing it. She could have an allergy to something in a shampoo that her whole family's using. Like, there's so many reasons, but it was just easier for you to make an assumption that something that a lot of women find fun, and unfortunately some women might find necessary, a wig, it was just easier for you to jump on that and say, oh, well, that's the problem. And it's disgusting because she's petting it and it's not hers. Like that part is that's a heart opinion. And
it hurts my heart.
No, not, okay, you say it hurts your
heart. It hurts my heart.
I meant that is an opinion that shows how you truly feel about us. Not just it hurts my heart that she's stroking hair and she may or may not like her nappy hair. To me, it felt deeper. To me, it feels like this is just generally someone who doesn't have the highest thought or put black women in the highest regard. And that's why it was so easy to make that assumption and stand 10 toes down on it like you are, And so I guess for me, and maybe, and you do know me, I tend to overanalyze and maybe think too deep. And I can say that I am a person who thinks a lot with my heart. It doesn't feel loving. This doesn't feel loving. And it doesn't feel like what you want is women to feel that love. But
that's the point I was making when I was talking about, I asked you, do you feel loved or you just don't hear what you want to hear? Because love isn't always going to be, oh, girl, you did that. Love isn't always...
I don't feel, even when you have to say the hard things, you don't have to say them in a way that...
See, this is the conundrum.
That's not a conundrum. I can have a hard conversation with you that may be something you don't want to hear, but you don't walk away from that conversation thinking all of a sudden, wow,
that you don't love me no more?
Or that she never even was my friend. Because it's easier to say hard things, hard and ugly and fast. And that's also more profitable rather than investigating, hey, why am I so concerned? Because if you were so concerned,
I should be investigating why this girl is stroking.
No, you should be investigating why that's so disgusting and puts you off. Because it's hair.
I think Chris Rock did a documentary about that, didn't
he? It's hair that she paid for on her head. Why would you be concerned? But the point is, when you said, are you just not hearing what you want to hear? We have to abandon this thought that, well, I'm just going to say the truth and that's just what it is. Because first of all, what you perceive as one truth, it may not necessarily be what I perceive as the truth.
Of course.
So none of us are God enough to think that our word is exact, final, factual, and the truth that should be guarded by all. Secondly, that whole attitude, well, why I got to be fake to spare your feelings? So why do you want to hurt my feelings? That's the question. Why not think through a way?
I think there's people out there who purposefully want to offend you.
Then decide, do you want me to receive what you're saying or do you just want to hear yourself talk? Because I think a lot of it is...
You can't afford to keep sugarcoating, though.
I didn't say sugarcoat it. I said, do you want me to receive what you're saying so that there can be a change, a growth, whether it be a behavioral change, a growth, a thought process, or do you just want to hear yourself talk? And I think more often than not, people just want to hear themselves saying words rather than saying stuff that can be received. I have had hard conversations with me. People have said things to me that have been, you have said things to me that have been hard. And there have been times where I can tell that you have decided, hey, what I want her to hear is more important than me just being right. I want her to hear this, take it, and grow on it. But now it is a lot more profitable to say it loud and ugly and unkind. And I think...
And that's what's hurting you more, the profitability behind it, why it's become so forefronted and incentivized.
I think the issues between men and women have always been forefronted. They seem like, we act like they never were, but our great-great-grandparents didn't have Instagram and TikTok, you know? So there's always been issues between men and women. I just think now, I don't know, I just want to... I could not host a podcast where my main subject was talking about black men.
Females.
No, was talking about black men. Not because I don't love black men, because I do, truly do. But because I don't have better answers. I don't have opportunities for growth. I don't have a system or a structure in place that can say, okay, I'm telling you this, black man, and here's how we fix. But I think it's just been so easy for a lot of black men to say, I don't care what happened to her after I say it, I'm going to tear her down, get these views, get these clicks, and I'm going about my day. And that's disheartening. It's hurtful. To me, as a black woman, as a part of a collective of black women, it's hurtful.
Are the black women ever going to say, okay, you're right?
I just said that. I said that in the beginning. I said I dare not say that every complaint that a black...
Oh, no, not they're going to say, okay, you're right, but are they actually going to change and check themselves and check each other and say, hey, we need to...
I think changing and checking yourself comes from when you hear from somebody that...
Are they going to heed what the black men are saying?
I think that kind of change happens when you trust whom the source is. When you trust... Remember...
So black women don't trust black men?
No, I'm not saying that.
Okay. What are you saying?
I'm saying that my mother could tell me something about me that would spark a change in me because I trust her assessment of me. I trust her love for me.
So a guy you go out on a second date with tells you about yourself. You gonna check yourself and change yourself?
A second date?
Yeah. After the second date, he's like, yo, you really got to do A, B, and C, and X, Y, and Z because what you got going on with such and such and this and that is not the wave. Like, sis, you got to get it together.
Well, here's the thing. I don't know what behavior I could have given him in the course of one date for him to make that assessment, but it sounds like it would be extreme, you know? And so if I have exhibited some extreme behavior and he's like, listen, this ain't gonna fly with me, that's one thing. But I also don't think I've given you enough of who I am at date 2 for you to start checking me. And then you don't want date 3. You know what I'm saying? But again...
So you're not gonna listen to that guy?
What have I given you by a date 2 that was so bad that you needed to check me?
I mean, I guess he picked up on some things. And
like what?
I'm being general. I'm just throwing things out there.
Yeah, it's just hard for me to do that, to think that way. Because I do think...
So anything that guy tells you about yourself, you'll be like...
No, and I think it's when you keep adding the words about yourself and check you, that's triggering me to want to be like, well, what is he checking me about?
I'm not trying to be specific. I'm just...
I know, but I think you have to.
But I got to be because you're triggered? You can't answer it straight up? You're not...
Okay,
are
if
you
you're checking me because I roll my eyes at the waitress, then by all means say that. Because why am I rolling my eyes at the waitress? You know? But if I wasn't as friendly to the waitress, then you might want to wait till date 3 because maybe I had a terrible day. Maybe I'm sad. Maybe something happened 2 minutes before I walked in and it's just got me a little bit off kilter. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I said I don't know. It depends on what you're checking me on. Because I don't know what behavior I give off that I need to be checked about on date 2. I don't know that though. Maybe there's been this crazy behavior exhibited.
Or what if your mom checks you on some shit and then that guy on the second date checks you on the same shit your mother checked you about?
Okay, all right. So now I've already heard from someone that I know it's okay for me to be vulnerable and flawed around. Right. And that's what I'm saying when we talking about. That's why I could never host a podcast checking men. Because why would you listen to me? You don't know
because it ain't about the messenger, it's about the message.
But
it's about the messenger. That's what you're saying.
It is. I think it's about the messenger. You were saying, are women ever going to say y'all are right? Well, who's saying what? Because I can't agree to everything that everybody's saying. But
whether they're wrong or right?
I also can't disagree. But again, when you are so-called checking somebody and they allow you to check them, that is trust. That is vulnerability. That is, okay, if you want to see a change in this behavior or you want to see development in this area, you're saying this to me and I'm allowing you to say that to me and I can decide to make this change. That's hard to do to 2 million active listeners. You know, that's why
So it sounds to me like you're loopholing. You're saying you're dancing around.
I'm not loopholing anything.
It sounds to me like you're loopholing. Like you selectively choose who to heed whenever.
All do that.
I mean,
you can't take any. What did you want me to say?
I'm saying okay. So like,
you want me to say as a collective from the Black Woman Coalition that y'all are right.
If I'm watching a YouTube video on advice on how to manage money or burn fat, I don't really care of the person's credentials in the field and in the industry and if I listen to what they're saying, and it's like, you know what, I could use that. Oh, that's gonna level me up. Oh, I got you. You know what I'm saying? If whatever they're saying, whatever advice they're giving is useful and it can be, is useful to me, I'm gonna take that advice. I could care less about your credentials.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, some things credentials matter.
Okay, I do give that. Yes, some things credentials do matter.
Okay, so if we're not talking credentials, then where is your heart then?
There's this guy.
Do you have a heart for black women?
Hold on, let me get to that. There's this guy on YouTube that I follow. He's a medical doctor.
So tell me where you backed up she was stroking her hair like a pet and it was disgusting. Where did you back that up with science?
I'm not backing that. That wasn't a scientific argument.
Right, but we should heed that.
Oh no, yes. You should heed stroking your natural hair just as much as you stroke that wig. Yes. You should heed that. And fuck my credentials. I got no fucking credentials. Fuck you. You should stroke your natural hair just as much as you stroke that white woman wig you live and die by every fucking day. Period.
And again, like even the language you use makes.
I can't sugarcoat it. I can't because it's not. It's
for you to just speak demeaning. Because first of all, this is not white woman hair.
Well, here is it.
Come off the head of a white woman.
Well, here is it then.
More than likely, this is from an Indian temple.
Okay.
So if you want to speak, at least speak factually. Mm-hmm. This is not white woman hair. Start there. Secondly, again, just the language you're using already says to me
because I'm tired because I'm tired, like the same way you're tired of hearing it. I'm tired of sugarcoating it.
But you're not sugarcoating it.
It feels like I'm sugarcoating. It feels. I'm not trying to be offensive. I'm just tired of sugarcoating.
But you could change the language, and it wouldn't.
I think this is the core of it. It's me being tired of sugarcoating and you tired of hearing it.
No, me tired of you feeling like it's something that you have to sugarcoat.
I do feel like it's something I have to sugarcoat because when I say it nice and soft, when I say it softly and gently, and select and choose the right words.
Yeah, because you're saying it as if you have to chastise that woman for stroking weave, and that's not your place.
It comes.
Say nothing.
And that's it. It comes down to a point where you just don't want me to say it at all.
No, I want you to say it to the woman you're in love with that's stroking her wig like a pet. Hey, baby, I love you. Please stop doing that. Say it to her. Mm-hmm. Say it to her. But to say it to scores of women that you don't know their story, you don't know anything, but a 4-second video clip is insanity. That's what I'm saying. Say it to her. Say it to the woman who you want her behavior to change. Because that's where you have influence.
Say it to her personally and directly.
Yes, because that's where you have influence.
I do. I go in the comments and I say, hey, that's not your real hair, sis. Or the woman flaunting her newborn. So my response. You need to flaunt your baby daddy just as much as you flaunt that newborn.
My response to that would be, you need to dig deep. Why?
Yes, I'm triggered. Yes.
Yeah. So that's work you do on your own.
Okay, I do it on my own. But somebody needs to tell her.
No, nobody needs to.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Because it's going to perpetuate things. It comes around. I told me that. Somebody needs to say something because no one's saying anything, and it's madness. It's madness. This is a Twilight Zone nightmare we're living in.
Who gave you the authority to speak about what any other person does that you don't know?
An audience member. I'm an audience member. When I swipe, I'm in your audience. I'm in your.
So you know what you could do? You could unfollow, you could unfriend, and you would no longer be in her audience.
Done.
You no longer have to be disgusted by the fact that she placed a picture of her child and didn't post the daddy.
No, she's parading this newborn in her arms as if it's some sort of trophy. And she didn't have it by her as if it was some sort of trophy. I will write that down. Yes, it's not language. That's the language because I didn't say it softly and I didn't.
Yes, babies are a blessing.
No, they're not. They're just babies. Let's bring it down to earth. They're just babies. We were all once babies. We're all blessings. No, you're not. Not everybody walking down the street is a blessing. A lot of them is curses. Fuck. Let's get that. Come on, son. I'm not patronizing.
Yes, you are. And we're not
a lot of these niggas walking around the streets is curses.
Take me into that line of conversation.
Okay, you ain't got to. That is a whole nother conversation. I get that.
But you could. I don't like that she's parading her baby around. Let me unfollow her.
Yes, exactly. Done.
Then quietly do that.
No, someone needs to tell her.
Who?
Because obviously she knows. Obviously she knows no better. It is my duty as a citizen. It is my citizenly duty to inform her that sis, you got the game fucked up. Parade your baby daddy the same way you parade that baby. You didn't make it by yourself.
Okay, all right. So who gave you that authority?
The internet.
What makes you the authority worthy of that?
The internet.
What credentials do you have?
The internet.
What kind of compassion?
A working cell phone.
I am speechless. I literally am. I can't even. You ever heard an argument so whack that you can't respond to? That's what you just gave me.
Okay.
That was you. Okay. You gave me an argument so whack that I literally don't have a response to it because that was crazy. And I guess again, it comes down to what's more important to you: hearing the sound of your voice or being influential in a way that makes impact.
That was influential.
No, that was argumentative, petty, maniacal.
It wasn't petty.
Disgusting. Telling somebody they can't parade their baby around. That's what's really disgusting.
No. If you're gonna parade that baby daddy.
Caressing her hair weave. What's really disgusting is you going in a stranger's comments and chastising.
It's a stranger on my timeline.
And chastising her as if you have the least bit of authority to do so. That's what's truly crazy. And I don't have a response. I don't have a solution. I don't have an answer. I am dumbfounded. I don't, because and you standing on it so hard, and I don't understand why.
It's sickening. It's sickening. You don't love. You can't love me if you can't love anybody if you don't love yourself.
Okay. Don't make me take out of her.
No, I'm not. I wasn't talking about I'm back on the hair. Yeah, okay. But no. But no. Yes, that's a whole other conversation too with the babies. These women operating these babies, they're quote unquote stealing these children. They're stealing these children. They're having these children, and they're fighting off the men that they had these children with, and acting like they don't exist. And that's fucked up. Someone needs to tell them. Yes, and I will wear the cape and wave the flag high against these bitches. Yes, because I've dealt with that first the fuck hand. So then you go back to her. I did that already. I did that already. So
then make peace with it, my brother.
I am at peace with it. But see, but for those the ones behind me, I gotta pave the way. I gotta fight the good fight.
So you do that by stepping into a stranger's comments and that you know nothing about.
Yes.
That's the most ignorant way to put on a cape ever.
Yes, because someone's gonna read those comments and they'll be.
You are not. No, you are.
You call me blank man? That's fucked up.
Because that's the dumbest way to help. Because you're not helping. You're not helping. You're further perpetuating.
I'm going through the highways and the byways.
No, you're not. No, you're not. You get the healing you need.
I got the healing I need.
From a place of healing. No, that comment or whatever, and I don't even know the comment, but I know you mentioned it to me. Yeah. That comment was not from a place of healing. It couldn't have been.
Flaunt your baby daddy the same way you flaunt that child.
That's healing?
Yeah, that's healing. Yes, that's healing.
Because you spoke very potentially ignorantly. Mm-hmm. You potentially because you don't know this person.
Right.
So there's a risk that you were 100% wrong.
I don't mind being wrong. I'm not afraid of being wrong.
Be afraid of being.
Be afraid of being what? That's the thing. I'm not afraid of being wrong.
Okay, no, you're right. You shouldn't be afraid of being wrong. That's not what I was going to say.
In the name of justice, I will be wrong in the name of justice.
Yeah, but that wasn't justice.
That's justice. That's justice for that child's father.
You don't know that child's father.
No one, who's advocating for the baby? No, they didn't take a. It was a picture. It was a video. She propped her phone. She wasn't holding no camera. She had
on the other side of the camera, my man. That's what I'm telling you. You don't know.
Okay. And
who appointed you Lord and Savior of women who have children and put videos?
The internet and a working cell phone. The internet and a working cell phone.
Nobody. That is the madness. You think because you have a phone and a microphone and a cell phone that you are suddenly empowered to speak into and upon people's lives.
Amen.
So heinously.
It's not heinous.
It is heinous. You need to flaunt the baby daddy like you flaunting the baby.
Your choice of words is triggering me.
No, I mean that. That's heinous. I mean that with my chest. You want me to give you another word?
Black women are waving the white flag to black men?
We're not waving no flag. We can't wave a flag because kids got to eat. Men have to be loved. Businesses need to be built. Other young women have to be raised. So no, there's no white flag. There's no quit. How about collectively as a whole, y'all stop kicking us. Okay, you don't like her weave. Okay, you could be quiet about that. Let her realize she don't love herself. Let her girlfriends bring her to that conclusion. Let somebody who can say something to her that you only care about for 2 seconds that she hears in her head for 2 years and becomes a pain point and a place of shame and guilt and ridicule. No. And I grew up in the South and it was racist and all that. No white person has said more cruel words to me than a black man has. And that's hurtful because I feel like some of you all are big and loud with it on the mic. I'm just a girl. Okay? I'm just a girl. I'm just a girl. Okay. I'm saying, do you want to be invested and love black women, or do you just want to be loud on the microphone? And if the latter is what it is, then please rap. Talk about another group. Let's make somebody else popular to talk down on for a while. Like, give us a break. Can we? We're in season 30 now. This has been going on longer than Law and Order as a series. Like, pick on somebody. And I hate to say that because I love people in general.
So I was I'm walking down the street. I'm walking up a block. There's a young girl. This girl had to be either middle school age or maybe 14, no older than 15, right? And she visibly, you could tell, obviously she has on a new wig, right? This is early in the morning. There's not many streets, not many cars rolling down the street. You know what I mean? Not many people outside, you know? And it's early in the morning. Complete stranger. She's standing outside and she's by herself, and I guess her family members are coming in and out of the house. They were about to go somewhere or something like that. And I'm walking in the street, intercepting their direction, right? And she sees me about to walk by, and so as she glances at me as I'm about to walk by, she starts to look in the reflection of the car window, and starts stroking her hair. This is live and in person. This is no internet, right? And now mind you, this girl she couldn't have been no older than 15, right? Mm-hmm. Young black girl stroking her new wig in the mirror, feeling herself, flaunting herself as if I'm about to compliment her.
Okay.
Now I see what she's doing, and I can tell by her gestures and her body language what she's trying to do. You know what I mean? How she's trying to fish a compliment out of me. You know what I mean? And I completely ignore her. I purposefully ignore her.
To do what?
To send a message.
To teach her a lesson?
Yes.
That she shouldn't want a compliment?
No, that she should stroke her. She should embrace for her real hair and what God gave her. You're too young. You're too young. Yes.
My man, my love. Let me tell you something. God loves you, and because He loves you, He would have never put that type of pressure on you to have to teach a 15-year-old girl that she doesn't deserve a compliment because she has a wig on.
Because she doesn't love her. She doesn't love her natural self.
How do you know that?
Because of the way she's behaving.
No.
Her actions.
Let me tell you what you don't know.
What?
26 inches of hair is fun. It's fun.
At 15?
No, listen to me. It's fun. It does, and I can have fun with it. 8 inches of a bob, fun. I'm all day bobbing because you know it's a bob. It's got the bob. Stiff wear, sis. It's fun. That does not mean that I don't love myself. And she's 15. A lot of girls at 15 don't love a thing about them. So what could have possibly helped her was like, good looking, sis. Could have sparked something.
So that she could spend the next 20, 30, 40 years of her life.
No, maybe she hates her smile. And she smiled at you. Maybe she hates her eyes and she looked at you. Maybe she hates her body. First of all, she's a 15-year-old girl.
Well, you're younger. I'm not, as a man, no, the point I was trying to make is, as a man, I'm not going to perpetuate the dystopia. Okay. I'm not going to perpetuate the dysfunction.
The point you made was, I decided to teach her a lesson by not complimenting her because she had a wig on.
Yeah,
that was the point you made.
That was the point of the allegory, but the moral of it all is, I choose not to contribute to the dysfunction.
So then I think the best way, you know how I've never become a crackhead?
You've never become a crackhead?
Yeah, I never did crack.
Wow.
So if you don't want to contribute to whatever dystopia you see, then zip it. You don't have to say anything. Let it go. Leave it alone.
Leave it alone and continue to...
No. Leave it all the way alone.
Leave it alone and continue to act as if I don't see a woman parading a newborn as if she had the baby by herself. And continue...
No, that's what you saw.
I know, but I'm just making a point. And continue to act like there isn't women stroking wigs like their pets, and when they ought to be doing that to their natural hair that God gave them.
You could find something else a lot more productive to throw all that energy into.
And that's what I've been doing.
Mentoring young men.